What should not cost money? Electronic money transfers. My insurance company charges a convenience fee to get their money monthly from my account. Things like this are why I quit buying tickets online and getting food delivered. College transcripts. They should be able to be delivered, transferred and processed for free. I feel like that should be included in the cost of tuition. After I spent tens of thousands to attend, the transcript shouldn't be extra. I just paid $15 for an automated system to send an email of my transcripts to another automated system. Yeah, $15 isn't much, but still. Death. Dying is surprisingly expensive. When my 25-year-old nephew died, it cost us over $6,500 for cremation and burial. That did not include the tombstone. I know it can't happen, but I want a Mongolian sky burial, I think that's what it's called. Your corpse is stripped of clothing and left outside on a cliff/mountaintop for the animals to eat, like it would in a natural setting. It's a mixture of wanting the nutrients in my body to go directly back into the ecosystem, but it also trips me out thinking about the fact that my entire life, all my memories, ideas, emotions etc., led up this point. Now I'm just rotten meat sloshing around in a vulture's stomach. There is something humbling when I think about it, and also it's probably somewhat cheap. I've also always said if I come down with a terminal illness, I'll crawl in the deepest, darkest, tightest cavern I can find and off myself. My family isn't going to pay for my death if I have the chance to stop it. Lamau. Edit. It's actually called a Tibetan sky burial, or just sky burial. College applications, sending test scores and transcripts to colleges, taking said tests. Why do I need to pay to send essential college things when it's done online now? Why do AP exams cost $95 each? Screw the College Board, non-for-profit. Yeah right. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect to get all these comments back. I posted this knowing that tests cost money to print, write up, and grade. I just really thought $95 is too much to pay. But I still stand by my statement about how sending things to colleges shouldn't cost as much as it does. I'm going into my freshman year of college. My parents paid $60 plus per application plus $12 per school to send my test scores. I really just think it's too much. Cashing a check at the bank that issued it. The pretext they give is that you don't have an account there. The person who wrote the check does. Now show me the money, not the fee. Odd story, but I had to open an account or have mortgage through the bank to cash a check. Furious because the check I wanted to cash was from that bank. I filled out a MRDG application, found a house, and now I not only cash checks free, I also own a home, all because I got mad. I mean, it all worked out for me in a positive way. Ha ha ha. Honestly, anything that is mandatory to have. If I absolutely have to do something, then why do I need to pay for it as if it's a service I opted for? Like passports/IDs. It's illegal to not have an ID, but I still have to pay a $100 every 5 years to get one. And anything that's absolutely basic to survival, like insulin, it should be cheaper at least. It's called broadening the tax base. You pay for it one way or another. By having the charge at point of access, then it taxes people who don't pay income tax. I.e., someone with little or no income still has to pay for an ID. Car parking at hospitals. Thing is, urban hospitals would then become parking lots for people outside the hospital. If every other garage in the area charges $50 per day, the free one is going to be absolutely mobbed. The only way seems to be to provide vouchers to patients and their visitors. The hospitals I've experienced do seem to have some degree of that, but it should be more. I've also heard that some countries, like Norway, will reimburse for patients for healthcare travel expenses, which is awesome. Parking permits for college students. Not only they are not free, but they are also outrageously expensive, $95, and they expire each year. So a 4-year student has to pay about $400 to park in the school parking lot. Where are you already paying premium dollars to attend there? On that note, Disney parking lot is also outrageous considering you are already paying top dollar for a ticket. A parking pass at my university was $350 per semester, staff included, or $475 for a full year. I would always park just off of campus so I never had to pay, but then they added meters around some of the neighborhoods so you had to pay no matter where you parked, unless you were a resident of that neighborhood. Luckily, I had a classmate who worked as tour guide for potential incoming freshmen. Every month, they received a code that they would give to families at the end of their tour so they didn't have to pay for parking after touring a school their child might not even end up going to. He gave me and a couple other classmates the new code every month so we didn't have to pay for parking. Honestly, one of the nicest things anyone has ever done for me. Feminine products. Ain't it enough that I bleed out of my crotch once a month and cramp to no end at the same time? Edit. Whoa. I'm starting to understanding what people mean by rip my inbox. Didn't expect this to blow up at all. I went to bed and my inbox died a little. To the people saying / will say why don't you just make your own feminine products, and especially the one who told me to pay for your dues, lady, the original comment came from a place that wants them to not cost nearly as much as they currently cost. I'm for sure okay with paying some of the cost, but I'm not okay with paying an egregious price for it. I'm speaking as someone who was raised in a family who wasn't always able to afford these things. Then, making my own? Do you really think that's totally sanitary? I live in Scotland where they made sanitary products free. They still cost money in the shops, but pretty much every public bathroom has free products. Glasses. I didn't choose to be blind. Ugh. Oh. Gotta tell you glasses / contact wearers out there. Yes, I am yelling. My best friend and I have poor eyesight. Her contacts are -15 and -16.5, mine are -12.5 and -13.0. I was complaining about how expensive contacts are. My insurance would cover one or the other, not both. Due to the high script it cost me. She has now saved me hundreds of dollars. If your eye doctor has deemed your contacts or glasses as medically necessary, they may be discounted or free. Your script has to be strong enough you cannot function without glasses or contacts. I buy a year's supply of monthlies and they were absolutely free. Edit. Folks, I am not a doctor. Just a poor smuck with bad eyesight. According to my brief search on Google, it depends on your insurance company of who is eligible, what conditions are accepted, etc. Again, my insurance gave it to me because 1. I cannot function in any way without my glasses or contacts. 2. I cannot get any surgery that would work. And 3. My scripts are very strong. Clean water. Water being free could lead to a lot of wastage as people won't care about using free water efficiently. Water and electricity shouldn't be free, but it should be cheap and accessible to everyone. Agreed, but maybe free up to a point would work. Figure out how much a family needs, so drinking, cooking, and limited showering, and have it cost money after that. It would be low enough that essentially everyone would have to pay, but high enough that the extremely poor would be able to get a zero or low bill. The COVID-19 vaccine when it comes out. I do agree that it should be free, however, the cost of development and manufacture still exist. If a small biotech company has been working on part of it but sees no compensation, then that could be it for them. The best way I could imagine is a country's government to pay for it. Of course, if your country has socialized healthcare, this will already be the case. Besides the generic stuff people are going to say like healthcare and food and water, I say knowledge. I don't mean all colleges and schools be paid for, but there should be scholarly articles available to everyone without a paywall. Try directly contacting the researchers. Check the abstract for their email, and contact them directly. They don't get paid when you buy their papers, only the publisher does. If you ask nicely, they will sometimes send them to you for free. Therapy. Nobody should ever have to suffer from depression or other mental illnesses just because they can't afford help. Well, therapists have to eat, too. Then food should be free. Public transport. If we mean to be more green and save the environment, we have to have a clear alternative to cars that's paid by them who determine such things, aka the government. In my experience in the US, public transportation is much cheaper than driving. It's just the size of the US makes it less convenient. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing to see more Reddit reading videos. Have an awesome day.